Alright, I've got the Volantex 750mm wingspan P51D Mustang red tail Warbird. Alright, so last time I had it out, it seems like every time that I land with the stock struts, even if it's a nice smooth landing, if it happens to hit a rock or sand or something and nose over, it bends the struts back. So every time that I land, I typically have to bend these struts back a little bit. Well, last time I had it out, I did that with the right strut and it snapped off. So I had to pull all my reinforcement off of the bottom of the wing. I took some 2mm diameter steel wire that I had and I fabricated a new strut for it. So we'll see how well that works out. The stock ones are just under 2mm in diameter. It looked like they were about 1.75, 1.8mm diameter, so I'm hoping that this replacement strut will hold up a little bit better than the factory struts do. All right, and I thought, you know, while I have it in repair mode, I thought I would go back and look at my thrust numbers for an 8x4 prop, because I've been flying it with a 7x4 composite prop. So, you know, they're pretty small batteries that I have to use in this. The battery bay is fairly small. So the batteries I'm flying with are G&B 3S 550 milliamp hour ADC Lipos. And I typically have my timer set for about 5 minutes. And then when I land, I typically have somewhere between 3.7 and 3.75 volts per cell, just in case I have to run circuits before I land, traffic coming through. So I looked at my thrust numbers for the 8x4 composite prop. It's the same brand as the 7x4. It's a JXF composite prop, two-blade composite prop. Well, it was significantly more thrust from the 8x4 prop as opposed to the 7x4 prop. Of course, it pulls more amps too. So at full throttle with this 8x4 prop, it's pulling 3 additional amps over what the 7.4 prop was pulling. So I'm going to get less flight time. But I thought I at least want to test it and see how much more power the P51 has with an 8x4 prop. And if this works out really well, then I think what I'll do is I'll see if I can modify the battery bay and put a little bit larger battery in it so I can get the same amount of flight time with it pulling the 3 additional amps at full throttle. So let's take it out and launch it. Hopefully my struts will hold up for at least one landing so that we can at least see how much additional power it has. I think I can't remember the exact numbers, but with the weight of the aircraft, with that battery that I'm using, with the 7x4 two-blade prop, I think it was giving me around a 1.3 to 1 thrust-to-weight ratio. And I think with the 8x4 prop, it's going to be giving me somewhere between a 1.6 to 1.65 thrust-to-weight ratio. So you should definitely be able to tell it, with the additional thrust. So that's quite a bit more on the thrust to weight ratio than it had with the 7x4 prop. So let's take it out and throw it in the air and see what it'll do. I'll see you out there.
Okay, I got the P51 hooked up and ready to go. I set my timer for 4 minutes, back from 5 minutes, because I just don't know what to expect as far as flight time with these small batteries. I think I'm going to give it a shot, launching it from the belly this time and then instead of the wingtip. I tried belly launching it when I first got it, and I just didn't have much luck at all. I don't know why I'm walking across the road. Let me get back over here. Okay, let's see where my wind is. A lot of wind at the moment. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad of a belly launch. Okay, let's come through here and see what kind of power we've got now. Oh yeah, we definitely have more power. when I would do those double rolls before with the 7x4 prop, it would really slow down at the top. You know, it was just about stalled by the time I would pull it back through. And with this 8x4 prop, it still had quite a bit of lift, vertical lift under it, you know. Not a problem. Oh yeah, it certainly has more power. That's sweet. Yeah, so I think what I might do is see if I can enlarge that battery bay a little bit. Man, if I could get a 1000 milliamp hour 3S in there instead of that 550, so I could have really good flight time. Yeah, it pulls vertical really well, guys. Not a problem. Big, huge loop. Pretty sweet. My P51 Mustang has even more power now. Starting to get my haptics, so I want to make sure I don't have anybody coming. Looks good. Alright, let's see if we can bring it in and set it down. I want to see how much battery I've got left in it. I was not easy in the throttle. There we go. That was a little faster coming in than I intended to, but I'll take it. All right, let's see if my strut's bent at all. Well, it looks like the wheels are in the same position, so that's good. I really like the additional power that it has with the 8x4 prop, but it looks like I'm going to need to get some higher capacity lipos in there for the 8x4 prop. So I don't know. I'll start researching and see what kind of 3S lipos I can find. Those are 80C lipos, so plenty of amps. So I'll probably see if I can find some 3S, maybe 800 milliamp hour 40C lipos that aren't a whole lot larger than those 550s, and test a couple of those in it and see what that does. But I definitely want to be able to get 6 minutes of flight time out of any of my aircraft, 6 minutes minimum, so I can set my flight timer for 5 minutes, and it gives me a minute in reserve in case I have to do a couple of circuits before I can get it on the ground because of traffic. So that's a lot of fun. I like having that additional power with that 8x4 prop, but it is pulling the batteries down much faster than it was with the 7x4 prop. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.